Gorka seems to be, Seb Gorka has seemed to have come basically a full 180 from his days where he was about to being kicked out. He now seems to be the lead spokesperson for the White House.
Good evening.
Mr. President, watch me on CNN today. I'm going to make fun of Ben Rhodes. Okay, and here he is with Jake Tapper, basically talking about how this guy with his fake degree is going to, in some way, I should say I'm blocked by him on Twitter now, so I'm a little bit pissed. I'm pissy about it. So here he is talking about how the boys are back in the White House.
Policies that were born in the Beltway by people who've never worn a uniform, the people that were in the White House like Ben Rhodes, Colin Kahl, they helped
Pause
create
it.
the
I want to remind you that Seb Gorka has worn a uniform. He has his medal that he received that he wears, his dad's medal that was given to all of the proto-fascist groups in Hungary at the time.
You know
Excuse me,
said?
sir, my father was not a communist.
You know what we said during that ceremony when we received those medals? The boys are back in town.
Here we go. Yes, here we go.
Carl, they helped create the firestorm that is the Middle East, that is ISIS today. So we are open to new ideas because the last 16 years have failed American national interests and the American taxpayer.
There were plenty of people who wore a uniform who advised President Obama and President Bush.
Not people as influential as Ben Rhodes, who had a master's degree in fictional writing. That is disastrous.
Well, I'm sure he would put his graduate degree against yours any day of the week. But Sebastian Gorka, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Anytime. I'd be glad to debate him on your show.
Yes, I'll be glad to debate him on your show because this is how I get move up in the White House. Donald Trump sees me on TV. Ask me if I hate Jews.
Here's another.
Ask me.
Do you hate Jews?
My father is not a communist.
My father was never a member of the Communist Party.
Ask me if my father was a Nazi.
Was your father a Nazi?
My father would be over 75 years old today.
Here's another diagram from Gorka's thesis.
Look at this thesis. First off, you see actor A, terrorist group. And then what I do is I signify an attack with an arrow. And then where do they attack? The terror attack victim, which I put in blue, and I will call that B. Then what happens with that terror attack victim? It points to society because of the resultant, what I call fear, creates what I call political pressure, which is encircled by green. And in that green circle, it's society, which includes the political elite, the general public, and international opinion, which is the target of the terror. This is the way terror works. The terrorist attacks the terror victim, and that creates terror everywhere.
A ripple effect. You know what the next step of this routine is, obviously.
That's what I call diagram 2, mechanics of terrorism. I can go through this again in diagram 3.
We bring back Borat for Gorka's dissertation advisor at his fake university being like, this is not real university, but even diagram need to make some sense before we grant
I think this
diploma mill degrees.
As you see, I've used 3 separate colors to denote, but I've put the keys. I've made terror victim in the biggest circle.
Under
because
no
that's
circumstances.
the most important, and it's blue.
Under no circumstances.
The terror victim is blue.
Is international hyphenated. And if you're
I can explain to you exactly why it is hyphenated.
If you're unclear on that, by the time that you have read what would be required to get this PhD,
why it's hyphenated? What does international opinion mean? Jews.
I used
when you
the hyphen before I used the multiple ellipses.